everyone, in this lesson we'll be multiplying binomials, an extension of what we did last time, but we're going to step it up to multiplying binomials by binomials and eventually binomials by trinomials. So we're going to look at this by a couple methods. The first method we're going to look at is using what we call the box method. So here we have actually two squares, and we're going to go ahead and find the area of each. Now the lengths of the sides have been labeled for us. So the top of this first square has a length A and then a little bit more B, and then going down a length A and a little bit more B. So we can find the area of the entire square by finding the area of each little piece, and remembering that area is length times width. So for this little square in the top left corner, A times A is A squared. For this piece to its right, we have A times B, or AB. Down below A squared, we have, again, A times B. You could write it as BA, but I'll keep it as AB so it looks similar to the other term that we have as well. And then the big square down here is B times B, or B squared. So if we want to find the area, we need all the pieces together. So we have an A squared, but then we have an AB and another AB, and those are like terms. So that's going to be 2AB, and then finally a B squared. So that expression is the area of that square. Let's try another example. So here we have lengths of 3 and 2x and 2x and 3. So this top left rectangle is 3 times 2x, or 6x. The top right rectangle is 3 times 3, or 9. The bottom left is 2x times 2x. So you multiply the coefficients, you get 4, and you multiply x by x, and you get x squared. And then the bottom right corner, 2x times 3 is 6x. So we're going to go and try to write this right away in standard form. So the highest degree term is the 4x squared. And then we have two terms that are degree 1, the 6x and the 6x, which gives us 12x, and then we add 9. So that expression is the area of that square. Okay, the next method we're going to look at is the FOIL method. And FOIL is an acronym that stands for first, outer, inner, and last. So when we're given two binomials like this, which they could have been the side lengths of a rectangle, we're going to take the 4x here, the first term in the first group, and we're going to multiply it by the 2x, the first term in the other group. So that's where the 4x and the 2x come from. They are the firsts. And then we're going to take the outers. So if we look at the two groups, the 4x and the 5 are on the very outside. So that's our O. And then we can look on the insides, the closest together, we have 3 and 2x. That's our inner. And then the last term in each group, 3 and 5, those are our lasts. So here they're all written out for us. So 4x times 2x is 8x squared, plus 4x times 5 is 20x, plus 3 times 2x is 6x, plus 3 times 5 is 15. So these middle two terms can be combined. So our final expression is 8x squared plus 26x plus 15. So let me show at least one more example each way. So let's go ahead and try number 13 here. So if we use the FOIL method, we're going to take 2x times 3x and get 6x squared. So that's our firsts. And then we'll do the outer. 2x times 5 is 10x. Then we can do the inners. Negative 1, make sure you take the sign. Negative 1 times 3x is negative 3x. And then the lasts. Negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. We can combine like terms in the middle there, so we get 6x squared plus 7x minus 5. Okay, let's try another by the box method. So if we have 4x plus 3 times 2x plus 5, we'd want to label 4x and 3, 2x and 5. And it didn't matter. I could have put 4x plus 3 on the top and 2x plus 5 on the left side there. But now we're going to label the area of each box. So 4x times 2x is 8x squared. 4x times 5 is 20x. 2x times 3x is 6x. And 3 times 5 is 15. So when we go ahead and combine these into one expression, we get 8x squared plus 26x plus 15. So that's how to multiply a binomial, two terms, by another binomial, two terms, using the box method and the FOIL method. Now, we're now going to try multiplying a binomial by a trinomial. We can still use a box method, but the FOIL method doesn't work anymore. FOIL only had 4 letters, so there was 4 pieces. But now there are more than 4 pieces that we're going to get. Now, we don't have to use the box method. I'm going to show one with the box method and one without. So if you don't want the box method, what you really have to keep in mind is that every term must be multiplied in the first group must be multiplied by every term in the other group. So I'm going to start with the 3x, and I'm going to distribute it first to the x squared. So 3x times x squared is 3x cubed. Then I'm going to take it times the negative 5x. So that's negative 15x squared. Finally, I'm going to take it times the 2 plus 6x. I'll switch colors. Now I'm going to take the negative 1. I'm going to distribute it to the first term here, x squared. Now, a sneaky thing that you can do to make your life a little easier is instead of just continuing it off to the right here, I could, but I'm going to start lining things up so that I'm ready to combine my like terms. So I know I'm going to get negative x squared. I'm going to write it directly under my other x squared term. All right, now negative 1 times negative 5x. That's going to give me positive 5x. Oh, and I can write that directly under the 6x. And then finally, negative 1 times 2. That is negative 2. Nothing like that, but I'm going to put it off there at the end. And now I'm ready to go ahead and combine. So I get 3x to the third minus 16x squared plus 11x minus 2. So that's using kind of a distributive model, distributive property method for evaluating that. Let's go ahead and do a binomial by a trinomial using a box method. So it's going to this time not be 2 by 2, it's going to be a 2 by 3. So I'll label this side as 4x and 7, this side as 2x squared, the 4x, and the negative 5. So let's just go through each piece. 4x times 2x squared is 8x cubed. 4x times 4x is 16x squared. 4x times negative 5 is negative 20x. 7 times 2x squared is 14x squared. 7 times 4x is 28x. 7 times negative 5 is negative 35. Now, one nice thing, and it works when you see that the degrees are stepping down. So we went from a degree 1 to a degree 0 here, and we went degree 2, 1, 0. If you do see that, you will end up with like terms on diagonals. So you can look for that. Sometimes it makes your life easier, but in general, just combine like terms that you know are like terms using all your good rules about having the same exponents to the same variables to the same exponents. Okay, so there's only an 8x to the third. Nothing else combines with that. We have 14x squared and 16x squared, so that's 30x squared. 28x squared and negative 20x, 28x and negative 20x is